back to Exoria. Well, today I've actually gone ahead and done a few things off camera to make this episode go a little bit more smoothly. Um, I got a few things ready. Of course, I already went over how to get mud balls, rocks, and make the terra clay. If you take the terra clay, you form it into a block and you throw it into a wooden barrel full of water, you get clay, which you can cook up into bricks. Of course, I'm using the bricks over here, top of a piece of obsidian, to make water. It's quite easy, and no need for fire, so no worry about burning the place down because I used wood for the floors. Now, buckets, of course, can be made with 3 regular terra clay. It doesn't have to be regular clay. So, very useful. Going to be using that here in a moment. Now, I went ahead and set up quite a few crafting stations. For me, it's not a big deal. I'll have them everywhere anyway. So, first thing is, gotta know how to make these, which is stone rods. These are very handy because you're going to need them to make transport pipes. Now, yesterday I went over how to make the water strainer bases, and you use them with a hopper and a chest, and you make the water strainer base. You're going to need the pipes to be able to automate this. Now, you're also going to need wooden pipes, which is 2 pieces of planks and a stick. Very simple, very cheap, especially for early game. Unfortunately, the pipes require some sort of kinetic power to be able to pull items. So this is where you need to make gears. It takes 4 sticks to make a gear. I have enough set up here to make 4. It takes 4 gears and 3 planks to make a wooden engine. Now, again, it's real simple. It's just like that for a wooden engine. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is take these wooden engines and combine them with your wooden pipes, because that is going to give you gravity-fed pipes, which means they will automatically pull from the bottom of a container. Now, what I'm going to be doing today is automating the strainers, because going over, grabbing the stuff out of the strainers is just a pain in the neck. This way, we won't have to worry about them. I've set this little area right here up for this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go out, grab a barrel, because I went over and I made some wooden barrels, not the type that you use for clay transformation, but these. These are very useful because they will catch rainwater, and when you have a lid on them, you can just pick them up and carry them around. So I took a few of them over to a water pool that was nearby and took most of the water out of it. All you do is shift, right click, and you pick them up. I'll put this down over here. You can shift right click. Now if you shift right click on the side of the barrel, you'll pick it back up. If you shift right click on the lid, you'll take the lid off. Barrels are kind of finicky when it comes to putting the lids on and off, but you can draw the water from anywhere, so no worries there. Now we'll take our 4 strainers, there we go. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking, I'm only going to be able to do 2 of these at the moment, because I didn't make extra engines yet. I'll do that off camera when I finish automating this entire setup. Take the 2 gravity-fed pipes. Now you want to do this before you put nets in them. Put them there. And then put something for them to output. In this case, I decided to go with shelves. They're cheap, Remember, they're only half slabs. And in this case, they connect nicely. And all we have to do is pop the strainers in. Now, you don't have to be able to see the tops in order for the strainers to go in. So what we'll do is put these away. I'll put these up here for a moment. Take some of these. It'll take a while. I've got plenty of ash. Remember, ash equals saplings. Saplings equal plant twine. You're going to want to make two different types of strainers. One is the 4 outer corners. That's the large one. Then you'll want to do the 4 outer corners with the middle, and you'll get the dents. You can just look them up in JEI and paste them in, but this works. Now these, we're going to want to put down in here. Make sure I have enough sticks, which I do not. So, time to chop up a little bit of wood. Oh, that's right. These ones are really bad at that. The bone tools are usable, but they're really bad when it comes to making planks, sticks, logs, things like that. They give you the lowest yield. So a flint hatchet for now will do just fine. Okay. Now we'll take these sticks and you just surround the nets to get your strainers. And of course, that completes the quest. I have not yet completed it because I wanted to do that on camera. So, strain your ears. We get an efficiency meter. The efficiency meters are great because we'll be able to tell at a glance while holding this whether our strainers are good or not. This is plus 10, this is plus 10. Perfect. Now, if I had put these right next to each other, it would have taken less space, but they would have gotten minus 5. So they check on the direct blocks on each side, including diagonals, on the same level. But they don't check up or down, which means you can put a water source, put one of these, then on the next level down, put one, put the next level down, put one, and let the water flow over all of them. You'll lose some efficiency because you won't be right next to a water source, but each of them will have full efficiency for what they have. So it's actually viable. It's not the greatest, but it works. Now to put these in, you can literally just slap them in. And they're in. Now, as you can tell, that immediately starts putting stuff in here. This is what we want. Right now, we are going to be looking for copper. Copper is going to be absolutely necessary. Now, as is cobblestone. I have a little bit of cobblestone here, only one piece. I haven't been doing a whole lot. I have some rocks. I have some clay. So, take the clay, take the rocks, and more cobblestone. Simple and easy. Also, the beginner's furnace I already did. Now, you can use regular uncompressed ash as fuel, but it has a burn rate of 0.25, which means if you want to smelt one item, you need to put 4 in. So make sure you always do it in multiples of 4. Another great thing is using the bones that you've picked up. You can flake the bones on anything hard, and then when you get a sharpened bone back, you can flake that for another piece of flaked bone. You can make shears with them, which are actually quite good, and they have a long durability. They have a lot of durability, so they last a while. And you can make the pickaxe with them, which is slow, but works just fine for gathering up basalt. Now, the sharpened bone is also a really great weapon in case you want to go chase down some of the fairies and smack them a few times. Get yourself some more fairy dust. Or pixie dust, because they drop both. As you can see, we're already starting to get copper and diorite. Diorite is going to become very, very useful here shortly. We're also getting some things that we're not really going to need, like gold. We have no use for that right now. We will, but we don't right now. It is actually a completely useless resource, as is the amber, until quite a while later. Now, sand is going to be very valuable here shortly. The fish. Now, this I'm going to show you because fish is something that you're going to want no matter what. Yes, you can cook the fish in the furnace. You'll get cooked fish. It's decent food. It's useful. But if you dry the fish, you will get like I said in the last one, it's something you can eat even when you're full health. Gives you good nutrients, so you get extra hearts. And it can be eaten when you're at full hunger, so you can keep regaining health. Extra saturation. Occasionally you'll get like a 1-second debuff, but that's not a big deal. As you can see right now, I've got toughness. Toughness comes from having a really high count in one of them. Now if I can get my vitamins up, that'll bring up that one. Protein you can't get for a while yet. Carbs we'll be able to get very, very, very soon. Because the next quest in this book, what we want to do is regrowth. And of course it has to start raining. But we need appetite, algae for that. Not a problem, we'll get both here. We've already gotten the algae. All we need is one piece of appetite. You can also use the appetite to make more fertilizer so you can grow your trees faster. Although by this time you should not need it. You should have a large enough tree grove that it should automatically go ahead and grow between. See, now here we go. There's one of these and there's one of these. But unfortunately it is raining, so I am going to wait the rain out. I'm also going to smelt up. I believe I need smelted. Let me check. Yes, I need smooth stone. So I need 4 pieces of smooth stone. So let me do this really quick. This furnace is a little bit of a pain in the neck. What you want to do is put in the item you want to smelt. And then, since we're doing that, we're going to want 16 ash. There we go. Like I said, it's a little bit finicky, but it works for now. Now 16 should smelt the 4, and we'll have no problems. So I will be back in a moment when this rain is gone. Welcome back. The rain has dissipated. It is a beautiful, clear night on Exoria. Not really, but hey, why not? So, take appetite, algae, throw it through. We get ourselves a dry pasture seed. Now, this is going to be useful, but not at this exact moment. I did take 9 pieces of copper and smelt them up with 36 pieces of ash. Now, copper is the only metal that you can combine in a crafting table to make an ingot. That'll be useful, but not right at this moment. What we are looking for here is dirt, such as this. We can also use mud, but I prefer to save the mud for other reasons. Now, chalk is going to be very, very useful. As a matter of fact, it's going to be essential to pretty much everything you're going to do later on. Because without it, you can't make lime plaster. Without that, you can't make concrete, and you can't have a actual working foundry. So, I got the other 2 pipes ready. I haven't made the meshes for them just yet. Now, automating this is a nice step. We don't have to go in here and try and pick things out and everything, and it keeps them nice and organized. Though it is not a permanent solution, we are going to want to automate this later with a couple of sorting pipes that allow them to go into their own specific areas. If you've ever used BuildCraft pipes or not, BuildCraft pipes are, I guess the proper word would be a pain in the neck. I was going to say finicky, but that just doesn't begin to describe them. BuildCraft pipes, there we go. You're going to want certain ones. So, like, we're going to need sorting pipes. We're going to need the chalk pipes, which route items. So what I'm going to end up doing is putting a single line underneath here that goes to wherever my storage is, which I'm probably going to build another room over here. Now, if it only has one direction, like the one on the end drops something, it's going to follow the pipe, because it won't try and go in pipes that are pull pipes. But these items that come out of here could try and go that way, they could try and go this way. It's a big time pain in the neck. So you use the chalk pipes to route the items so that they all go in the same direction. And then again, you can use the chalk pipes to pull certain items out of the flow. So you can have it so that each thing gets their own piece. Now, there are also insertion pipes. If I'm correct, I believe they're clay. Yes. Insertion pipes will pull items that already belong in a chest or a drawer, which I'll probably end up using drawers. Drawers are just much easier for this. The sandstone pipes are great if you want to route something by a machine, but you don't want it to try and connect to the machine, because it will only connect to another pipe. So it's useful in the fact that you won't have needless connections that are going to cause backups and flow problems. Because unlike, the pipes from Ender.io, the pipes from pretty much any other mod, these pipes have serious issues with backup, and they will, if an item goes the wrong way multiple times, it will just spit the item out into the world. So you can end up with a really big mess, and if you're not paying attention, a whole lot of entity lag, which can cause freeze-ups, crashes, everything. So, pipes from Future Pack, don't worry about those, that's a long ways off. The Embers pipes are actually not that far off. That's just lead. And lead is actually, we've already got lead. And there isn't a whole lot of uses for lead. So the Embers pipes are great. They pull and put things only where they can go. They don't have an issue with spitting things out into the world. So if you accidentally connect an Embers pipe to a machine, and that machine can't take an item, it won't put it in there. You can use pipe plugs. They're very handy for, stopping connections, but unfortunately, it's also a lot of extra pieces you've got to make. Because you got to make cobblestone structure pipes, which is cobblestone and gravel. So it's a lot of wasted resources, and in the time when you're actually going to be doing this, you don't have the resources to just waste. You won't have excess resources until you get to the point where you're making diamonds, because then you'll have the meshes that last forever. So like these only have 28 uses or 38 uses left. And we haven't gotten a whole lot. Heck, we haven't even gotten enough diorite yet. So I'm going to have to make more of each of these. So, again, those are good and useful, but as soon as you can get away from them, do it. Now I just made the stone Gallagher, which is a very useful item we're going to be using here in just a second. We happen to have a lava pool right nearby. So I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to shift and right click and just hold it. And this will pound away and chip at the obsidian until it disappears. Just like so. Now you're going to need quite a bit of this. You don't need to get it all now, because you're only going to need a few pieces now for making hardened stone, but later you can use this to make some good weapons, good tools, but you have to have access to lacquered sticks. And lacquered sticks, you're going to have to get access to the Exoria underground because you need the clay from there, which you can't get otherwise. So that should be more than enough. We'll head back up here. As you can see, my trees have grown. I'm going to need to harvest them very soon. That netted me 24. Now, right now, I need about 12, well, let's say 16. So 16 pieces of this. Oh. I'll have to make a pressure plate. Remember, for every one piece, you need 4. So we're going to need a full stack. And now we'll have obsidian plates. Now the obsidian plates are very useful early because we're going to need the hardened stone not only for a proper furnace, but we're also going to need them for the Bane tools. Now, the Bane tools are not they're not a necessity. They do make your life much easier, because of things like, instant cobble break, where you actually get cobble back, which is exceedingly handy. The Bane of Trees is a full tree chopper. It has tree feller. It is great. And of course, the Bane of Leaves is an AoE clearing scythe that gives you so many leaves that you're never going to have a problem with water again. Especially if you make a piece of obsidian by making 2 clay buckets, putting down a little bit of lava, putting water over it, and then building around it. Obsidian is a valid heat source of level 3. It will work for water. It will work for seed oil, which are 2 things that as soon as you have access to seeds, you should start with immediately. Seed oil is something that you are going to need a lot of. All of your machines that you're going to be building are based off the fact that you are going to need the sturdy casings. The casings in this mod pack don't use bronze. Well, some of them do, but the ones that you use to first progress use a bucket of seed oil. And it's the world transformation, just like having a bucket of water or a barrel of water and putting like loam or the terra clay into it, you get back clay. In this case, what you do is you have a barrel of seed oil and you put a wooden casing into it and you get back the sturdy casing. Oh, not the sturdy. The impregnated, that's it. My bad. The impregnated casing. Now, you can do it in the carpenter, but it's much easier to just have a bucket of seed oil in a stone barrel or a wooden barrel because it works just fine. It is not a hot liquid, so the stone barrel is not needed. You put a wood casing into it from Actually Additions, and no, the recipe is not the same. It's all living wood. So it is a little bit different. It costs you 8 logs. I am very sorry. Give me just a second. My throat is giving me issues. There we go. Cup of coffee fixes everything. Now, like I was saying, the living wood is one of the other reasons I wanted to find the Britannia area, because you're going to need this. It is used for everything you're going to need later on. Compost is actually quite useful, but the impregnated casing is going to be needed because in this pack, bees are not really optional. They're almost mandatory. There's a lot of things you need that you can get from them so much easier than any other way. I mean, unless you want to spend all your time doing strainers and going back and forth into the underground to do embers work, you're still going to have to do embers. It's still needed to progress, but it's fun, but it's a royal pain in the neck. Bees in this pack are different. I haven't progressed too far with them yet. I have watched a few people that have, and they're really good. Also, you can get some really nice things from Benny's Extra Trees. The Panel Worker, Glass Worker, they make some really nice items. And the Alviary. These are things that you will eventually get to. Now, in the quest book, next up is either Light It Up or Regrowth. I believe I need to pick my furnace up here in a second to complete this. So that's done. And I need to grab a pickaxe. Listen, boys and girls. Complete the quests. Don't go ahead. I did it because I've been through this part a few times, and I knew that I could do that. So, now that furnace is done, it opens up basic piping, which I've already done. I haven't done the clay or chalk. I will make more wooden engines, so this one will get done, but not at this exact moment. Now, the Grow Your Crops, fertilizer, wants us to make the flint grindstone. I'm not going to do that just yet. It is useful. I don't have the unfired clay bucket at the moment. I think, I'd have to get some more mud. Let's see here. Actually, I should have some terra clay here. Yep, there's enough to make a bucket. And I don't even have to waste fuel on it because I can pick that up and then pick that up. There we go. Now, thank you, quest notification. Some of these are going to have a different colored border, like this one here. This says that it has something that it gives you. There are also ones that have, like, there's one down here that will open up magical life. My recommendation for most people is to get into the magical life quest line as fast as you can. It's great. It moves forward. Also, it opens up resource automation, which is a lot of fun. I'll do all that in a minute. Where was I? Yes, the dirt and seed. I do want more dirt. Do I have more dirt over here? Yes, good. getting as much dirt as possible is usually a good idea. The other thing you can do is take these wooden barrels, and if you've ever played Sky Factory, you'll know that these are great for making dirt with any type of compostable items. Now, dead leaves are not compostable, but we'll be getting other types of trees shortly. So, dry pasture seeds are really easy to come by. You can get tons of them. So, shift right clicking on the side. I recommend having something in your hand. Just makes things a little more secure. And we're going to get all kinds of seeds from this. Right now, we already have gotten one of the main ingredients you need, and that's rush. We've gotten a lot of rush seeds. It is, after all, the most common drop from these. Peppers, tomatoes, beetroots, corn. All of these are useful. We did not, however, it looks like, get the grass seeds, which is a real bummer. It is. Let's grab this. We'll start popping some seeds in here. Cucumbers, rush. We got strawberries. There's the sugar cane, potato. Oh wait, we did get grass seeds. Awesome. That is wonderful. That is what we needed. Now we have access to grass, and grass is the key point I was looking to get to. Unfortunately, I'm going to need some more dirt. Now, before, I did show that there was a structure. Let me raise my render distance up a bit. There we go. There's a structure over there. So I'm going to head over to that really quickly. Now, unlike yesterday, I'm going to try and make this a nice short episode. Just getting some stuff done, ready to go. There are, I believe, watering cans that you can make in the pack, but none that are really available right now that are worth using. Like, we can get the copper together and we can make the copper watering can, but it uses so much water that it's just really not worth it. And water is, you can't have infinite water. So later, when you have much more water available to you and you've automated the process of water, then yeah, sure, it's a great thing to have. It really is. But as of right now, not so much. Now, you can scavenge dry grass, you can scavenge the other grass. You cannot, however, scavenge regular grass. So, this we're going to let spread, and then once I've made the hammering table, we will make bone meal, and we will bone meal this to get the hemp fiber, which is also one of the reasons why I'm not planting the rush seeds on it, because although rushes are extremely useful and give you a great source of fiber and seeds, which you're going to need, I will make a separate plot of ground for that. But first things first, gonna check on I already made the obsidian plates, so I'm gonna need to make more cobblestone, and I'll make more strainers. And I'll be back in a little. Sorry about that. I'm going to end the episode here, folks. Have recorded a little bit extra, but I think I'm going over the time a little bit, so I'm going to cut it now. And tomorrow we will have even more. Until then, have a great day.